Hello, everybody out there in Facebook land, YouTube world, TikTok, everywhere this is going to be posted, all of that goody good stuff. Well, today we are going over some of Ben Dunn's work with Antarctic Press. Some of the titles that he is letting me review as an incentive, not just me, but other podcasters and influencers out there alike. Today we've got Vampire Ninja Ono #1. I'm loving the artwork already in this particular one. The book one, it is a wraparound cover, and it also has a variant cover, blank variant cover. I'm gonna have to get my hand on some of those to work on. But this is very cool. You've got a female ninja, and who is the vampire ninja Ono, and she's taking on some baddies in this book. It's very, very well done. This is a printout of the cover, of one of the covers right here. So you see there's tons of action. You know, if you did have this folded over in half, you would have, it would look like this right here is what you'd be getting at the store, and then you flip it over on the back and there's the rest of what you're looking at. Now, with this, it does come with another cover, which is the blank variant right there. Very cool blood splatter. I love it. And I will probably go find this book, you know, just so I can have the blank variant therein. Now, Vampire Ninja Ono Volume 1, created by Ben Dunn, written by David Furr, art by Matthew Weldon, colors by Nick Webb. It was produced in 2021 by Ben Dunn, first printing Kickstarter version, printed in the United States, and that's what I just read right there. Now, throughout this book, again, I love the artwork of this. I love the sketch pages at the end. The story is good, and you know, just the different variations that they use and do through here. Um, Showing the vampire. I don't know if this is the vampire that turned her into the vampire Ninja Ono or not. But right off the bat, she is stalking someone, and they're heading. Sorry, they're heading into the alleyway right there. At this page panel right down here. So you see the word balloon right here. And this is amazing. My first night in Tokyo, my first night out of the country. And hold on just 1 second. Sorry about that. And so as they're moving along, they go into this nightclub and they're welcomed in right here into the nightclub. Now, I didn't print out everything because I want you guys to go get your experience if you actually want to go get this book. But the artwork is phenomenal in this first book. And, you know, it's a nightclub scene. Everybody's dancing, partying. And I love the way this, what's his name? I'm sorry. I already forgot. Uh, Matthew Weldon drew this up. Matthew Weldon, you're an awesome dude, man. I'm loving how everything lays out in the book and things of that nature. Now, next scene, you see the vampire ninja Ono jumping down from the rooftops, confronting the bouncer at the door. Okay, so now all hell's about to break loose. As you know, that's how it goes in Ben Dunn comic books. So she does all of her ninja skills, and he grabs her by the shoulder, and she flips him and throws him through a window of a car, basically taking him out. Now, next scene, you see her inside the club, staring at the kid that said this was his first night out. You know, the lights are flashing, everything's going on. She's got her sword, and no one's even flinching, batting an eye. You know, they are. He sees her over there, and just kind of gives this question mark look. You know, like what's going on here. And Alex is the kid's name who she's following. And apparently, the girl that's brought him to this nightclub has got him into the VIP lounge. And so they're taking off into the VIP lounge, which is basically like going into the basement of this club for the most part. And of course, Ninja Ono, or we'll just call her Ono, the vampire Ono, is following. Well, they get down into this basement area, and he's feeling a little funky now. You know, she's saying, "Don't worry about that. You look great." Because everybody else is in suits and ties, and he's in this like hooded jacket and all this stuff, looking like a thug, like a rapper, going down into this nightclub spot. So there's a special tea. He drinks it. He's hacking it up or trying to, and now he's kind of mesmerized. This panel reminds me a little bit of a Greg Capullo whenever he was doing Spawn and things of that nature. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing, Matthew. That's a good thing. Well, you fast forward a little bit, and now all hell's breaking loose inside the nightclub with these guards and bouncers and things like that. She's taking them out left and right, throwing them into the VIP lounge. They're moving along, and Alex is about to meet some important people. And most importantly, do whatever they say, is what she's saying. You see this group of characters back here in the back, right here. I love this panel, this look. It's very iconic comic book realm, but it's awesome. Cross swords as the panel break. Excuse me, cross sword is the panel break right there, and you're seeing the reflection of the characters, kind of like in Wolverine's claws, whenever the Hulk's running at him, and those type of things. Very very cool shot here. Matthew did really really good on that shot. And now you've got this Shogun type character, and he gets slit on the wrist. Alex does right here. But there's the Shogun esque character right there. Well, while all that's going on, you've got all this other action going on where she's slicing and dicing people up left and right, trying to get to Alex himself. And they're seeing it on the screen and like what's going on out there and all that stuff. And both of these characters are in, you know, the mix of it all. Alex is in pain because he is, just been sliced open, plus the drink he had, and and now they're trying to figure out how to take care of Ono. Well, they push a button and the club explodes. You know, a portion of it does anyway, and they think they got her. Everybody's running out. Alex is going out the back. Again, it's action upon action upon action. It'll keep your interest. Let's put it that way. 100%. Um, as Alex is walking out, the Shogun guy is walking out with him too, and everybody's running, and then all these guns are pointed at Alex. Right here. And another panel or another full page splash that I like is coming up, and it's this one right here, where she's slicing and dicing still, going for trying to find Alex. I love that hair splay that she had going on right there. Well, fast forward through the book again, and she has basically defeated the Shogun warrior. They have a big battle, and she beats him, and his head goes flying, and you'll see this in this panel. And then he's asking her, "Are those teeth, your teeth? Are those basically are those real teeth?" And then she bites him on the neck, as a vampire does. But here's the Shogun's head that she just lopped off in this panel right here, and then she goes and bites him right there on the neck. Well, after all of that, we fast forward some more, and he's like, "Are you gonna fix this for me?" Talking about his head, talking to the other guy with the devil looking mask on right here. And so next thing you see is like a flashback via Alex, though it's a dream of Alex, and he sees Ono in the waters of looks like Tokyo, Japan, and she turns around with the vampire teeth in his dream, you know. And then he wakes up all sweaty and shit right here. Luckily, he drew him with drawers on, and so then he thinks he sees her right here in this panel, and he turns again and she's gone. So he talks about a wild night that he had with his friends, and then he's basically going to Mayu's house, who took him to the party in the first place, and then he basically gets assaulted as soon as he gets to the door, looking for her. They're got a knife on him. They're about to cut him up, and she walks in the door, and she's like, "How did you find me?" He's like, "I tracked you, basically." You know. So there's technology, there's vampires, there's action, all this goody good stuff going on, and they are just, she's wanting to talk, and she's taking him to the bedroom, and they're talking in the bedroom, and he's like, "Nope, I'm out of here. I can't deal with this." There's a lot of conversation, and then next thing you know, here is this guy again. Bum bum bum, right here, and he gets in the car with him because he technically has no choice, and so from there, he's being tracked yet again by Ono right there because she knows where he's at by the blood. He's got a special blood. Okay, it's a little bit like Underworld, where the dude had the special blood and it could be mixed with the two. Well, again, fast forward through the comic book, and we are looking at the vampire marks that are left by this vampire on Ono. I'm assuming that's Ono up there. He attacked me. Yes, he attacked me, fed on me, and forced me to become the creature I am now, hoping that by doing so he could control me, but he could not. That's in this panel here. Then we come to the end, basically, and we see the vampire that most likely turned her, and he's talking to Alex on the plane. And I'm assuming, I could be wrong, but like it says, the beginning, right here. And then this cool page with, I'm assuming, Vampire Ono, maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that. And then in the book as well, you get a splash page that looks like this, right there. And then you get the sketch pages by Matthew here and here. Just a couple of the creation pages for it. And then you get the very last page, which is here, right there. Now, again, I don't know if that's not the vampire that they're showing in the book that actually turned her, but this is something that you should get into. I mean, this is a cool looking book from start to finish, and with all of the pages in between that are omitted from this printout. But it is something that you should look at and get into 100%. Just because this one I loved. I loved this one. I love the cover to the second one, to the Vampire Ninja Ono 2, and I'll explain that in the next video, because this is a two part. So, but this one right here, I would definitely recommend going and getting it. Get all of Antarctic Press titles that you can, especially here the new stuff that's happening and coming out. They're doing some cool stuff, and like I said, this one was copyrighted in 2021, so I don't know if it's already been out previously to now, but it is worth the read. It is worth the find if it is already out. um, with Matthew's artwork and let me see here, David Furr as the writer, and it was created by Ben Dunn. So you have, colors by Nick Webb as well. So go look for this book if you can. Vampire Ninja Ono, volume 1, and then volume 2 we'll talk about in another video coming up. But all in all, this is a solid book. It is a hit, if you will, by Ben Dunn, and he knocked it out of the park with this one. I liked it. I love it. I love the artwork in the volume 1, and it is a book that is worth checking into all the way through. The line work is awesome. The colors are awesome. Um, the placements and the looks and the movement through the book is very cool. It's very easy to follow. And, with that being said, if you can't find this book, I'm sure it's out there in PDF form somewhere, and it would be, again, it's worth the read. It's worth the find, and just, to pick it up and check it out. So go do that. Go find this book and check it out. I give it 2 thumbs up. Siskel and Ebert style. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't given them a thumbs down per se yet. There's a couple that I just didn't like, but I couldn't give it a thumbs down. It would be a partial thumbs up, for some of them. And I guess I'll start giving it the thumbs up from now on, or the thumbs down, or a thumb up, thumb down, those type things. Um, just because there's a lot of Antarctic Press titles that deserve the read, and people just aren't. And I don't know why that is. There's a big following for Antarctic Press, especially with Ninja High School, Gold Digger, um, Tomorrow Girl. The list goes on and on. And uh, on that end, go out and check them out. Don't just, give it a quick flip through at the comic store and be like, that title does nothing for me. Or that cover doesn't grab my attention, or there, all kinds of different aspects that you could look at. But go in there, grab an Antarctic Press title, pick it up, buy it. Don't walk out before you buy it, and read it. Because there's a lot of good stuff by Antarctic Press out there, and be waiting and in wait for number 2, Vampire Ninja Ono, Volume 2, Curse of the Haken, or Haken. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. But that is for the next video. Thank you for watching, and that is a 2 thumbs up for Vampire Ninja Ono Volume 1. So go check it out and get it. And as I like to say, as I leave you guys with each and every time I end a live, we will catch you on the flip side. Have a good day, everybody.